How's Sue? How's your mom? Reminds me of people say, how you doing? How you doing? I'm praying for you. We don't buy it. Or how can you trust someone with your pearls? Check out Matthew chapter 7, verse 6 sometime. How can you trust someone with family that divorces themselves from the family? They forfeited intel. They forfeited info when they distanced themselves from those that still love them and wanted them in their lives. Where were you when we really need you? Under the spell, you left. Idolatry, you see, is often confused with fidelity. Do they really care? Do they really love? How you doing? Do you really care? Or are they just going through some motions? It's like the pastor that said to me that I'm his brother, but he wouldn't go to the table of Holy Communion with me because some people pay more attention to being Democrat or Republican or Catholic or Baptist or Methodist than being a follower of Jesus, a Christian. Some people are so full of everything and everyone but Jesus. Not SUE FLOTT. SUE FLOTT is the pastor child for Dylan's lyrics. There are those who worship loneliness. I'm not one of them. In this age of fiberglass, I'm looking for a gem. SUE FLOTT will always be a living memorial, a gem amid the fiberglass. She's a pisser. I had no doubts about how she felt about things. I was her CEO. She was the chairwoman of the board. And when I pledged she would not go into a nursing home because of the two close friends that told her and me, don't ever let anyone do this to you. We often joke with each other, but we're serious with everyone else, including her beloved and devoted care team, that she was the chairwoman of the board, and I was the CEO, and I would suggest, but she would decide. But unlike blowbags that strut around like nobody knows Jesus like they know Jesus, until it includes loving Jesus with grace, mercy, and forgiveness wrapped in love, and we got too many of those phony baloney posers around that cause the unsaved to say with Gandhi, I would become a Christian if it weren't for the Christians I see in your local church. Sue put her money where her mouth was. And she never needed a brass plaque or diploma or certificate for betterment or you go girl. She was authentically, consistently Christian. You can read all about her accomplishments, all about her notoriety in her obituary. That's why we published it. This is my family. So I'm going to talk about SUE FLOTT as a wife and mom and follower of Jesus. I'd like to talk about someone that enjoyed life, that God gave a wonderful life to her despite some horrific challenges, deep disappointments. And I know many of you, and you would never be able to survive like she did. Because she had deep, deep, deep I'd like to talk about someone who enjoyed life and gave life as gratitude for the life that God had given to her. Oh, Lord, I remember one day where she couldn't do something with Bill Leslie and me. And when I told her it was not possible, she blurted out, "But I want to go, but I want to go." And we went, and we came back, and she was happy for us. Are you happy? Are you happy when good things happen to other people? And if you were an elder in this church during her last term on session not too long ago, you remember her chapel message. Dave Bell and I talked about this yesterday after worship. She talked of her passion for making sure that Bill enjoyed life at its best, and how she wanted to make a difference in the lives of people that she met, and she did. So yes, all of us are overwhelmed by her feistiness, her eagerness, her vitality, her irrepressible joy for life, gambling attitude to take risks for righteousness. Notice how I got the casinos in there without moralizing. Her long, long, long list of making this world better by her dedication to making this world better. You know, as we pay tribute to Sue, I would also like to pay tribute to her care team, 24/7, 365. Stand up, please. Care team, just stand up. Oh my. You were there. You weren't among the "how you doing" crowd. "How's Sue?" You knew how Sue was, because you were there. And I praise God for you. She's my family. So while I love fools, I don't tolerate them. I don't take them lightly. As we pay tribute to Sue, we surely